Wowee. What an insane past week or so it's been. What an insane past few months it's been. Just the news lately, a potential superconductor that can operate at room temperature under ambient pressure, meaning something that creates energy and doesn't lose that energy to heat. That would change the entire world. Of course, Ronnie Radke getting banned from TikTok for being a dumb piece of shit. The important things. So I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time now. I've been listening to Sleep Token since the beginning of the year when I discovered them via their songs The Summoning and Chokehold, and I wanted to see them live just based on The Summoning alone. So while I couldn't get enough of that song over time, I listened to more and more of their stuff, the new songs that came out, some of their bigger, more popular songs, and it really didn't take long for me to just become an avid fan. I love them so much. So much to the point that I intend to get cut and cosplay as Vessel sometime next year. So far, I've made very little progress on that front. So yeah, I'm a big fan of them. I've listened to all their music at this point. I love most of it. I think some of it is okay. I think all that's going to be deciphered in this video. We are going to do a tier list of every single Sleep Token song so far. Now granted, this is just my opinion, so I haven't had as much time with these guys as fans who have been listening to them since before Take Me Back to Eden came out, so forgive me if my opinion doesn't match yours. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So just right off the bat, there aren't really any songs that I hate. Like, hate's a very strong word. But we got the tiers set up right here. S is just, top of the heap, top of the top, perfect, go back to so very often. A, not quite top of the heap, but I still very much love and go back to very often. B is good. I like it. It's a solid track, but not necessarily want to go back to too often, but I still enjoy it. C is where it gets a little bit forgettable. Don't necessarily go back to too often. I'm not very fond of it, but it's fine. And then D is where it gets to I could kind of take or leave this, ultimately don't really care. So let's go ahead and start with the One EP. I really like the One EP quite a bit. For one, Vessel sounds youthful on this one, and he actually sings with a natural voice. A lot of people don't really like the overall added inflections and pronunciations, but I think it adds character to it. But in a way, I kind of wish we could hear more of this vocal style. Regardless, I love this EP. Thread the Needle is going to go right up in A. Love the song. The way it builds and also crushes you, it's just really spacey. It's a great starting point for Sleep Token in general. And the ending breakdown is just abysmally destructive. Love it. Fields of Elation is also going to go in A. Really love just like the sorrowful and emotive singing on this one. It's like radio single material in a way. I in my opinion at least. I like the harmonies. I like the way the song builds. It's great. Then When the Bow Breaks, this one is it's like you're sleepwalking through heaven. Like the spacey atmosphere, the vocals, love it. Even though it does drag a little bit in the middle before it gets into the heavier sections. The outro, that running riff, the strumming that goes through the end of the song, love that. This is also going to go up in A. Now for the 2 EP, Calcutta. I think Calcutta is a great song. I do like going back to it despite it being a little lengthy. Really like the vocal hook in it, and I like how it gets super heavy near the end of the song. Just the sound design in general on it, I really like it going back and forth between the hook and like those weird plucked little synths. I think it's going to go up in A. Nazareth, easiest S tier of my fucking life. I am obsessed with Nazareth. It's arguably my favorite Sleep Token song. It is one of the sexiest things I have ever heard. If they play this live at Aftershock when I see them, I am going to... I'm going to be inconsolable. I'm going to die standing in my shoes. If I hear those opening jazzy piano chords, I'll probably die. Love everything about the song. The verses that go into the chorus, and then just the lyrics. It's oh my god. And then when it explodes near the end, it gets into the the energetic Like the keys in the background. Love that. Love this song. I can talk about it forever. Up next is Jericho. I know a lot of Sleep Token fans really appreciate Jericho. I do too. It's not one I go back to too often. It is slightly forgettable, but there are portions of it that I do appreciate a lot. But I just really can't remember a lot of it. I do remember some parts that I think are really hooky and are good. Like, obviously, You Taste Like New Flash. Or when the whole band comes in, it's like, Something in the Way You Like. Love that. But ultimately, I think it'll go in B. Oh, still so much to go through. Jaws. Standalone single. Love it. There's a great tension build to it, like, all throughout. Love the hook. Show me those pretty white jaws. Very sexy throughout the song. No gripes about it at all. Maybe a little bit lengthy. Maybe some of the ending could be trimmed off a little bit, but it's a great song, and it'd be cool to see live. I'll put it in A. Next up is Hey Ya. They covered Outkast, and that song alone, there's already such a high energy to it, but the lyrics are actually kind of just a little depressing. And Sleep Token just perfectly encapsulates the mood of the lyrics, just pretty much perfectly on the song. But unfortunately, they didn't. There's no all right in it, and there's no what's cooler than being cool, ice cold, and no shake it part. So it's gonna go in F. I'm just kidding. It's gonna go up in. I think I'll put it in A. Next is The Way That You Were. I think the hook is really bittersweet. I do like it. It's very creamy, if that's a proper adjective. But it's not one I really go back to too often. It's fine. It's okay. But I'll put it in C. All right, now we're getting into the albums. Sundowning. The Night Does Not Belong to God. Easy S tier. Absolutely. Love the song, love the little synths, just with the filter on it and the reverb vocals. It's just great. It's like a worship song of worship songs. Love it to death. Really want to see it live. Next is The Offering, another easy S tier. I go back to The Offering very much. This is probably a top 5 Sleep Token song for me easily. Absolutely love it from front to back. The crushing riffs, the great chorus. I'm not gonna sing. I Turn the Page once again. Love it to death. Next up is Levitate. It seems a bit more like filler to me more than anything. It's not something I go back to very often. I think it's fine for what it is. It's epic, it's got good production, but I think I'll put it in C. Sorry. Dark Signs. Oh, love this one. Love the little melodies, love the production, love the trap-esque, kind of stutterish, hip-hop-ish beat behind it. And I miss the man I was. Yeah, front to back, this is a great one. Not quite exactly S tier for me, but it's pretty damn close. I'll put it in A. You say you won't begin again. Love Higher. Easily one of their best songs. That's going to go up in S. I think it's fantastic from front to back. The chorus is just to die for. The verses are great. Of course, the build-up before the epic, heavy, crushing breakdown. Yeah, love it. Really want to see it live. Next is Take Aim. This is another one that's sort of kind of forgettable for me. I still actually do really like it. It's not one I go back to very often, but I still like it. I'll put it up in B. We have Give. Now this one's just romantic as all hell, and it really speaks to me, especially because I'm really all about giving. Just giving to others. In every sense of the word too. I mean, take that as you will. Very, very pretty song. High register vocals from Vessel. It's just great. The production throughout this album is just awesome. I'll go ahead and put this one in A. Next in the track listing is the song Gods. This comes out of nowhere. It's just a slugfest, hardcore metal track for sure. Kind of reminds me a lot of Goon Squad by Deftones off of their Koi no Yokan album, one of my favorite albums of all time. It's a little uncanny, but it's still a very solid track from front to back. I'll probably put it in A. And Sugar, this is a song grew on me quite a lot. It's sweet, it's cutesy, but just the way the song builds and then it gets into the climax and the epic, loud, shouted vocals. There's a lot to love here. I think Sugar will go in A. Then we have Say That You Will. And this is another song that's good. I enjoy it, not one I go back to very often. It's fine for what it is. Not quite among the top of the heap, so I will put it up in B. It's a good song. Then we have Drag Me Under, which I think is very much underrated. I like this one quite a lot. I like melancholiness of it. I vibe with it. I think it's a solid track. I think I'll put it up in B. Pretty underrated. Then the closing track from Sundowning, Bloodsport. A solid track front to back. It's got great lyrics. I like the hook a lot. But this one will actually go in B for me because I think Bloodsport from The Room Below delivers on the mood, the aesthetic of the song a lot better. I like the emotive performance from Vessel on this one a bit more. It's a really solid track regardless. I just think The Room Below, it does it just a touch better. Then they put out another original song on the deluxe edition called Shelter. And I think it's a solid track. Not something I bother really going back to, but it's good for what it is. I'll put it in B. Then they cover Billie Eilish's When the Party's Over. And I mean, it's good for what it is. I'm not really too big into Billie Eilish, but I respect her as an artist. I think she's good at what she does. It's a solid cover. I'm not crazy about it. I think it fits Sleep Token's vibe very well. So I'll put it up in B. Then they cover Whitney Houston and her song I Want to Dance with Somebody, and kind of like the way they did with Hey Ya, they really changed the energy of the song drastically, changed the mood of it, and just make it a bit more longing, a bit more sullen, and they make it work. Like, Vessel's a genius, what can I say? I think it'll go in B, why not? Now we get into This Place Will Become Your Tomb. Opening up the album is the song Atlantic. Love the vocal performance on here quite a lot. Love the hook, love the way the song builds. This is where the infamous fart video comes from. I believe it was this song that was being performed, and someone let out a huge fart. Atlantic goes up an S, period. Hypnosis. Now, I think this might actually be the first ever Sleep Token song I ever heard. It might have been because, like, this album was new at the time, and I might have been getting into Loathe, and other people were like, oh yeah, check out this. They're also kind of like Deftones. Yeah, this song, I somewhat agree. It does kind of, like, slowly progress, like, clumsily, I guess you could say. Not much variation of the song, except, like, the heavy part, and then the verse, and back to the heavy part of the verse. Eventually, you hypnotize me. Love it. Love that. But that breakdown is just so massive. It's so heavy. I love it. This one I'm actually, like, really torn on. I think I'll put it in S. I think it deserves it. Then we have the song Mine. And this song, it's cute. It's a little not quite my thing. It's still fine. Like, I don't mind it at all. I still think it's a pretty good track. Not one that I'm too crazy about, but it is cute. I appreciate it. I'll put it in B. Now we have Like That. This one is sexy as really dig the soundscape on this one, like the way the song progresses. It's just got a swanky attitude to it, and it's just like really upfront, real gritty, but also sexy, and it's just done so well. I really like it. I really like that. Oh, I'm so dumb. A tier. The Love You Want, one of the singles that was released for the album. I love it. I love The Love You Want. It is one of those songs that really, speaks to me as well. Like, it's just like, yes, I'm full of the love you want. The lyric, too many swallow keys will make you bleed internally someday. Just poetic. Sleep Token and their poetic lyrics, I swear. I love the song. It's going to go up in S. Next is another single from the album, Fall For Me. Very minimalist, which I can appreciate. Great layered vocals for the hook, like all throughout the song, basically. A bit of a shorter one, really not much here to sink your teeth into. It's a solid song, not one that I really care to go back to very often, but I do like it. I'll put it in B. Alkaline, easy S tier. Are you kidding me? I actually had the opportunity to sing this entire song on karaoke not too long ago. I'm glad I did. It's easy to sing. I can basically recite the whole song, every single line, Every lyric is so damn good. It's so sexy, it's reserved, it rocks. Like, it's very well put together. Very, very solid song. I think it's like the biggest song that they had before they put out Take Me Back to Eden, and for good reason. Love Alkaline to death. One of my favorite Sleep Token songs for sure. Then this is kind of where the album sort of falls off for me. I don't mind these songs. I think Distraction's pretty solid. I think it's got a decent hook. I think it's fine for what it is, but a lot of it is a little bit forgettable. I've probably said that a lot already, but like, if a song is forgettable, why would I want to go back to it very often if there's not much to remember, if there's not much of an earworm? And I think Distraction kind of suffers from that, but it's still a decent track. I'll put it in C. Descending is kind of the same way. I do like the way the song begins. But it does kind of fall apart. I don't really like the production too well, even if it is kind of a sexy beat and like it's got a tense mood to it. But it does get a little crowded in the mixing. It does get a little cluttered, a little bit overpolished, a little bit overproduced. So I'll put it in C. Apologies if I butcher the pronunciation of this. Telomeres? I'm so sorry. I do dig this one. It's got a very catchy little piano hook to it. It's not quite top of the line for me, but I do like it more than these other two, Distraction, Descending. I'll put it up in B. I do like this song. High Water is epic. I do like High Water quite a lot. I like the soaring, rising vocals Vessel puts down for the hook. I love the way it transitions into the outro. I actually really do like going back to this track quite a lot. I'll put it in A. Missing Limbs is a great closer to This Place Will Become Your Tomb. It's just a little cozy, like acoustic ballad-esque number. Just real heart-wrenching. Great performance. Love it, honestly. I don't think it's quite A tier for me because it's not one I really care to go back to, but I still really like it. I think I will. I'll put it in B. Is It Really You? The collab with Loathe, and I've loved Loathe for years at this point, since I discovered them in 2020. So I'm listening to them a bit longer than Sleep Token, but hearing Vessel do a rendition of Is It Really You is just mwah. S tier, easy. Alright, here we go. Take Me Back to Eden. Here we go. My favorite album from them. Kind of funny how this is the only one with pink letters, but everything else is blue. Anyway, first off, Chokehold. My goodness, like, this is hype. This song is so hype. Honestly, if they this is like the song to open up your show with. I really do hope they open up Aftershock with this song because it would just tear the house down. Just like the hanging low tuned chords and the bendy, even though like I hate the comparison, but the way the second verse kind of comes in and progresses does kind of sound a little bit like Imagine Dragons. But honestly, all the comparisons could suck my dick because Imagine Dragons wishes they had the charm, the genuinity, and the production that Sleep Token has. Chokehold, you're going in S. Summoning, S. Easy. Like, come on. I mean, it was based off just this song alone that I really wanted to see them live. Like, this was the only song that I had on repeat that I just kept on going back to before finally branching off and listening to other stuff of theirs. And it's songs like this that, like, you just toss aside because it's like, oh, it's just, you know, of course I know that song. And then you go back to it and you're just reminded of why it's so good and why you fell in love with it in the first place, like rediscovering it. I love that about all sorts of bands, like songs you take for granted because you know you love them. Yeah, sexy song, super heavy, love the outro, enough said. Granite, easily one of my favorite Sleep Token songs, easy S tier, love it to death, my god. Another one of those songs where the lyrics are just so, they just really speak to me, and just every single line is so good. It's just such a well put together R&B song with a crushing metal breakdown to play out the song, the end of the song. It's so good. Absolutely love it. Same goes with Ocarina. Like how are these songs so good? It's just gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous song. You want to talk about poetic, like the way these lyrics are assembled throughout the verses and the way they're sung. And then that piano solo in the middle of the song is just so good. What the hell? The production is immaculate. It's just beautiful. Love it. Just a perfect love song. And then we have Vor. It took me till after the album was released to actually look up what Vor meant. And wow, it makes sense. Goodness gracious, Vessel. Wowee. So, like, out of all the singles, this one took the longest to grow on me. And I thought it was great, you know, at first, but over time, oh my god. This has easily become one of my favorite Sleep Token songs. That's going to go up in S tier. It's just great. Just intense, high energy, soaring vocals. Love the chorus. Cannot get enough of it. My goodness. Top 10 Sleep Token song for me. Love Vor. Love it to death. Then we have Ascensionism. I will never forget when I first heard this. When I gave this a full album listen, this was like the first one. I was like, okay, I haven't heard this one yet. What's this going to be? Oh, I don't know. Only probably my favorite Sleep Token song. If it wasn't for Nazareth or The Summoning. Granted, this is right up there. S tier for me. The R&B break, like the verse, the chorus, and before it gets into like the heavy parts, is just like so perfectly done. It's like, I'm sorry, did you get like R&B legends to work with you on this song? Because like, how do you nail it that good? Like, I'm kind of proud of the fact that I can rap that, like, the entire middle, like, R&B verse. It's just so good. All the lines, so poetic. I can't get enough of it. I can go on forever about Ascensionism, honestly. But we're almost done here. Are You Really Okay? That is going to go in C. It is a good song. I will say that. It is great to go with the theme of the album, because I think there's a consistent story to Take Me Back to Eden. It's just not a song I really care much to go back to, because it is a little bit challenging, I guess. Heavy subject matter, and it progresses a little slowly. It's not bad, but it's just not one I really go back to. Then we have The Apparition. I dig this one quite a lot. I think it's going to go up in A. Why Are You Never Real? It's really good. I really dig The Apparition. I think it's overlooked quite a bit. And of course, Why Are You Never Real? Great song. Not top of the line, but very, very solid from these guys. Real, like, earwormy vocals and lyrics, like, no matter what I do, the scar will never fade. So let's make trouble in the dream world. It's really good. And then, Do You Wish That You Loved Me? I thought it was a fine single when it was released, but I mean, so the background, like, like heavily filtered and distorted, it kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But it's not a bad song. Topically, I think it is a song that Vessel is singing to himself, like in a mirror. So, like, solid lyrics. Some parts I think are okay, some parts are eh, but I don't think it's terrible. I don't mind it whatsoever. I'll put it in C. Then we have a very naughty one, Rain, which is about you see, when a man and a woman love each other very much, they exchange bodily fluids in a very peculiar way. Rain is an excellent song. Love the way it progresses. Coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your web, but I'm certain you got your hooks in me. Just great. And it's just like the song really kicks in at that point, and then of course like the group chorus vocals, so rain down on me, and then like the stomping, clapping. Great song. Great production. Like, probably one of the best produced Sleep Token songs in general. I think I will put it in A. Almost S tier. Then the title track, this behemoth of a song. Even though it's more like 3 songs put into one, it really is like the climax of the album. Another like hip hop, R&B-esque rap verse in it. It's great. I absolutely adore the hook to the song. My, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect. You're a funeral pyre. I could say that entire hook part, but I'm not gonna. Maybe when this video's over. And the verse in the middle of the song, like on the bridge, it just goes to show, does it not, that we've no idea what we've got until we lose it. That whole section, like some of my favorite Sleep Token lyrics. But I don't know what's got its teeth in me, but I'm about to bite back in anger. No amount of self-sought fury will bring back the glory of innocence. And then, of course, it has one of the most destructive, spine-crushing breakdowns I've ever heard. It just comes out of nowhere. I was like permanent stank face. Like, my face was frozen. Just like I had to run that back and bring my brother and show him just how heavy that part was when I first heard it. Love it. It goes nowhere but S. And Euclid closes out the album. It's a song that I have just garnered more and more affection for as time has gone on. Love the callbacks to previous songs throughout their catalog. it really does sound like the closing of a chapter, and the production is great, and the theories surrounding that song seem like so validated, like if you dig into it just even a little bit. Beautiful, triumphant song that perfectly ties a bow on the album. It's great. It's not quite up here with the S tier songs, but it's going to go right there in A. Finally, apologies if I was like blocking the way here, but we did it. We got through every single Sleep Token song so far. Hopefully they don't release an EP like a couple days after this video is posted. Like, oh shit, now I gotta include these songs. But here it is. Take Me Back to Eden getting a whole lot of love in S for sure. And there you have it, everybody. So what did everybody think of the tier list? Where would you put each song? You don't have to devote yourself in the comments to doing that, but leave a comment anyway. Leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, check out my other videos as well, especially if you enjoy this, or if you didn't. It just doesn't matter, as long as you enjoy.